The biggest misconception about Shih Tzus is assuming they're not smarter than they let on.
Welcome to the Shihtz Show, your emotional pod. Welcome to the Shihtz Show, your emotional pod.
Welcome back to the Shihtz Show, the podcast about everyday life with the Shih Tzu who lives here rent-free and still acts like ownership. I'm Daisy Boss, Cookie's overworked butler, and apparently no longer the most important person in certain pet stores. Today's episode includes a national debate about whether Shih Tzus are secretly geniuses, a confession about Cookie's extremely selective barking behavior, and a beautifully curated Korean pet store in New Jersey, where he now acts like returning royalty. So basically, another completely normal week. On Cookie's news desk today, first, the internet briefly entered a very serious debate this week about Shih Tzu intelligence. During Live with Kelly and Mark on May 20th, Mark Consuelos mentioned that Shih Tzus are considered one of the less intelligent dog breeds, and Kelly Ripa immediately shut that down. She defended her Shih Tzu Lena by saying, "No, I think because Shih Tzus decide when they want to activate their brains." And honestly, that may be the most accurate description of a Shih Tzu ever spoken on daytime television. She also added, just because your Shih Tzu is ignoring you, they're smart enough to play dumb. And as someone currently living under the emotional management of one, I regret to inform everyone that Kelly Ripa might be correct. Cookie understands absolutely everything. He just decides whether or not my request aligns with his personal values, which honestly feels less like low intelligence and more like extremely advanced boundary setting. Meanwhile, in more serious news, over 50 Shih Tzus were recently rescued near Austin, Texas, after a breeding situation became unmanageable. Austin Pets Alive stepped in to help transport and care for the dogs, who are now receiving medical treatment, grooming, and rehabilitation before heading to foster and adoption homes. And stories like this are always a reminder that despite all the dramatic behavior and emotional manipulation, Shih Tzus are actually incredibly gentle little dogs who depend entirely on people to care for them properly. So, huge respect to the rescue teams and volunteers helping them recover. Cookie would also like it officially noted that he supports rescue organizations while contributing absolutely nothing operationally. One thing about Cookie that always surprises people is how quiet he is. People constantly ask me, wait, does he bark at all? And honestly, at home, barely. Someone can walk right past our condo door. There can be hallway noise, deliveries, commotion, and Cookie's response is usually just a small head tilt, like a retired security guard acknowledging activity without wanting paperwork. He almost never barks at people, but dogs? Oh, that's different. Because when Cookie does decide to bark at another dog, it's usually very specific. Almost always younger dogs, smaller dogs, or female dogs. And what does that mean? I genuinely don't know. Is it confidence? Tiny dictator behavior? Selective masculinity? Psychologists may never fully understand the Shih Tzu mind, but what I do know is that he never starts drama with dogs bigger than him. So apparently, even his ego has risk assessment. Cookie officially has a new It place, and for the first time ever, it may actually rival the lobby. It's a pet supply boutique called Jenny and Moongchy in Gloucester, New Jersey. They carry the cutest imported pet products from South Korea. And somehow, the staff already treats Cookie like a tiny celebrity. The first time we visited, they immediately spoiled him with gifts, attention, and apparently decided their existing water bowl arrangement was unacceptable for someone of his status, so they upgraded it, which honestly felt less like customer service and more like six-star hospitality for a tiny dictator. And apparently, the owner has a family of five Shih Tzus, so Cookie immediately sensed this was a safe environment for his people. Usually, if I disappear for even 2 seconds, he starts looking around for me. But here, I went to the bathroom for 5 minutes, came back, and he was emotionally thriving without me. No concern, no panic, no eye contact, honestly. Just fully integrated into his new social circle. And when we returned a few days later to pick up his summer vest, he walked back into the store like he had equity in the business. He already knew the staff would spoil him, and unfortunately for my wallet, I somehow spent far more than originally planned. This has been The Shit Show, the podcast about one Shih Tzu slowly building a better social life than mine. I'm Daisy, professional treat assistant and overworked butler to Cookie, and Cookie would like to return to doing absolutely nothing. So, see you next Tuesday.